Ian, a home tie in amongst their pre-season warm-up calendar. How do you think it went?
Yeah, really good game. Enjoyed watching us today, more so in the second half than I did in the first half. Although we did dominate the 90 minutes, to be honest. We didn't create enough though in the first half. We were just a wee bit flat in terms of our tempo with the ball and with our position on the pitch. In saying that, on the flip side, without the ball, fantastic press from us. We really pressed the life out of them for the whole game. The amount of turnovers that the boys managed to get was very, very high, and I felt second half our movement was far better and our tempo going forward was far better. A wee bit like the Montrose game, we looked a bit more like ourselves in the second half. So overall, a really worthwhile exercise, a really good day.
The turnovers in that press have been so noticeable from the Montrose game coming into today. It's interesting to see that when teams have possession of the ball and they're cycling it amongst themselves, invariably they're finding themselves 5, 10, 15 yards further back in their own half. The work rate's admirable.
Yeah, the work rate's been excellent. I think that's shown, as I say, second half. I don't think Kevin's touched the ball with his hands, which is very unusual in the game. He didn't have too many with his feet either, so it shows you that we're quite high up the park when we have the ball, and we're also winning the ball or making other team make mistakes. But you've always got to be cautious of the counter-attack, because some teams play on the counter-attack and are very, very good at it and can hurt you. We've seen that so many times in football, loads and loads of possession, but you get done 2 or 3-0 because they can counter at lightning speeds against you. But we've got good quality at the back now, we've got good calmness in midfield, we've got loads of options on the bench, and when our front players do have the movement and do have the link-up that they can produce, then we're a very hard team to beat.
Was a message at half-time to see a bit more intensity? It was in that respect, it was a wee bit a game of two halves, that it was kind of drifted off a wee bit in the first.
Yeah, in terms of going forward, it was, yeah. It was to be better in wide areas with our crossing as well. It was to try and get our distances in the front areas a little bit better and get the balls linking up to our striker. I thought Callum Smith came on and linked the play really, really well. Allowed Sam Stanton to be a wee bit higher up the park, 5 or 6 yards. We've got Dylan Easton higher up the park, where we want Dylan to do all his good work, because Dylan likes to go looking for the ball, so we have to sometimes remind him one-on-one in the sort of corner area. That's where you do your best football, and we got to good areas of the park quite a few times in the second half, so really, really happy. It could have been a lot more in terms of the goal we got chopped off. Looked like a goal to me, probably a penalty in Paul Hanlon, and we have a chance for Callum Smith, Kai Montague, and then we get the goal.
You mentioned Paul Hanlon, he gets the goal, maybe not a kind of characteristic finish, but it gets it over the line. Our threat in the box and our physical presence is certainly magnified from last year, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Paul's done it through his career. He always chips in with goals throughout the season, 4, 5, 6, whatever it may be. So delighted for him as well. It was a good ball back across from Callum Smith. So yeah, but we want to be better at that in both boxes. We want to be better defensively. We want to be better on the attack and set plays as well. And we have the guys that can do that. It's going to be hard, because it doesn't happen overnight, but so far in the 3 games that we've played, I've been really happy with everything. Obviously Shawnee takes a wee roll of his ankle today, and nothing serious, but that's the only negative we have.
Must be really enticing for the wide players in particular when they look at the cavalry arriving from those deep lying areas as well, but the quality's got to be there in the delivery. Absolutely,
yeah. The pressure's on delivery. We know we'll make decent runs, we know we'll have aggressive players attacking the ball, but the ball needs to be on the money a wee bit more than we have been the last couple of seasons. It's something that we really want to try and get better at, is our delivery from the set plays. Albeit we scored a couple last season, we want more, because they can make a big difference. When you look at the playoff games, final, I think we conceded 3 or 4 from effectively set play situations, so it shows you how huge it is.
Another clean sheet.
Yeah, brilliant. Really, really good. And in the 3 games, we've not really been under too much pressure. These 5, a couple of goals chopped off. Montrose, a couple of decent efforts, and then I think Inverness had 1 shot on target today in the first half, which Kevin deals with fairly comfortably. And it's something, again, it's getting to that mentality when we're not scoring loads of goals. It's about defending at the other end, and if we can do that, then we're on to a winner. But we'll keep going. We've got to keep working hard on it. We've got to keep our communication really high, making sure all players are ready to step in when needed.
You mentioned scoring loads of goals. We'd love to come through a pre-season with a barrel load in each game. How do you think we're doing in the final third?
Yeah, we need to take our chances more. We've created some really good chances, albeit not glaring misses, I would say, but we need to be a bit more ruthless. It will come. It's always the hardest part of football, and that's why these guys at the top end get a wee bit more than us boys at the back. That's the nature of the beast. But yeah, we'll get there. I think our link-up play has been really good though, and our forward runs have been really good. Again, something we want to work on is our forward runs, because when you make a forward run in football, the opposition have to do something there. They have to hold their line, or you move a player out of position for someone else to come and step in. But I can't ask for too much more, Davey. The 3 games, 3 clean sheets, 3 decent performances, and minimal injuries.
As a leader, I always keep kind of looking at you and poking you and looking for the reassurance of, you happy where we are?
Yeah, really happy. Yeah. Even if the game had finished 0-0 today, or they'd hit us on the counter 1-0, we'd have been disappointed, but there was a point midway through the second half where I was really, really happy with what we've done and the work that we've done so far. I always base it on, I looked at us and I thought, it doesn't look like a team that's been thrown together in the summer, that's for sure. Or 4 or 5 boys, they look really in unison and cohesion together on the pitch, which is testament to the players more than anything else, because they have to go away and work on the relationships with each other. And it's going to get better as well, because people are going to realise how quickly Paul Hannon, Lewis Stevenson, Callum Fordyce move the ball. They don't, their techniques a wee bit sharper than what we're used to, and they see things a wee bit quicker as well, so the players will have to have their movement quicker. So as the weeks go on, the months go on, the season goes on, I'm expecting more improvement.
Liam and Lewis missing today, are they just kind of nursing little knocks, nothing
Yeah,
to worry about?
Liam wasn't feeling well today, so we left him out. I think he's got a bit of family sickness at home, so it wasn't good for him to come. Lewis as well, yeah, Lewis is not trained with us yet this pre-season. He's had an injection in his groin area, nothing to worry about. It was more probably an overplaying thing from last season, but everybody knows Lewis is when he's not playing, he's not happy. So we probably overused him a little bit, if we're being brutally honest, especially when you look back at his history and it's his first full season back playing football at such a competitive level. But he'll be fine. Unfortunately, Lewis knows rehab better than anyone else. But we're he's progressing really well now. He was out on the pitch yesterday, doing a little bit with the rehab team, and we expect, hopefully, if being on the real positive side of this, back within the group in 2 weeks, but certainly ready for the start of the season.
Bounce game, stroke behind closed door game through the week, a chance just to try something a bit different, play the game at a different sort of tempo, without the fans shouting all their encouragement and their words of wisdom. Yeah,
it was just a late game we took. We just felt maybe another game would help us. We know it's close now to the League Cup starting. It's to give some guys a bit more minutes. Kai Montague, who came on today, I thought was excellent again. Callum Hara needs a bit of game time. Callum Fordyce maybe a little bit as well, and then we'll see what else we've got going into the Tuesday night game. But just an opportunity to get more minutes and legs is basically the bottom line answer. It's nothing else behind it.
Competitive football on the horizon, it's great, isn't it?
Yeah, much better, because pre-season's alright, but even as staff we like that little bit of bite in the games, and it's different, there's no doubt. We can pretend and dress it up all day long, but it's a different environment when you walk in here on a pre-season game or a competitive game, and the players will be no different from myself. We're dying to get started now.
Same for all Rovers fans. We'll catch up with you soon.
Thank you.